with Yes Please PaperCrafts, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a scrapbook layout for the scrapartstash.blogspot.com sketch challenge for the month of March. And this is a sketch that I'm going to be using, and I just love this sketch. I think it's very simple. I love that it has just one photo and then 3 different pattern papers behind the photo. And then I also love that it has journaling, because I usually have trouble trying to figure out how to incorporate journaling into my layouts. And that it has the tag, because I love putting tags on a layout. Also in this challenge, you have to use plaid pattern paper and wood on your layout. So if you want to participate in this challenge, I will leave a link in the description below to the scrapartstash.blogspot.com website, and you can find out all the information that you need to join in. So the picture that I'm going to be using is this picture that was taken last year in September at a crop that I attended in Mandeville, Louisiana with a couple of my friends and my mom. And this is my friend Judy, my friend Tina, my mom Donna, and then me. And that was my mom's first time ever going to a crop, and she had so much fun. And so I was really happy that she enjoyed it and that she's getting into scrapbooking, and it's something that we can do together. So it's really awesome. So one of the reasons why I decided to scrapbook this picture is because the theme of the Scrapbook crop was this buffalo plaid, and it was every day is a holiday. And so that was kind of the theme of the crop. And so it had this buffalo plaid in it already. And I do have to use a plaid pattern paper. And so I thought that would be a perfect opportunity to scrapbook this picture. So when I was looking for some paper to use that had plaid in it, I found this paper pad in my stash. So I'm going to be using this paper pad from Park Lane, and I got this from Joann's.com. And my Joann's does not carry a lot of these paper pads in the store. And the ones that I'm talking about here are the collection pads. These collection pads are so awesome because they have pattern paper, specialty paper, and also cardstock that coordinates with the paper that's in the pad. And so I really wanted to use this paper pad because there is the buffalo check here, and there's also wood grain. And so I thought this would be a really good choice for this particular sketch challenge. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at this paper. There are some florals here as well as plaids, and it's double-sided paper. There's a craft paper here. It's kind of almost like a cardboard. And then another floral and another plaid on the back of that one. Then there's also this denim paper. This is actually fabric. It's really cool. It feels just like jeans. So I think these paper pads are really cool because they have so many different specialty papers in here. There's also some cut-aparts. And then there's this vellum map, and it's kind of transparent. And there's also some wood grains in here. And here's another darker wood grain. And then there's some pages that have gold foiling. So this one with the green leaves has gold foiling. And here is the buffalo plaid that I'm going to be using for my layout. Here's another wood grain, and this one is actually embossed, where you can kind of feel like the wood grain in this wood paper. And then here's some leaves, and then another plaid on the back there. This is really pretty. It's like a night sky. Now, I don't really do camping or any outdoor things, but I felt like this paper pad had so many awesome papers in it that I knew that I would be able to use them for other types of scrapbook layouts. And so I went ahead and got it. But really, camping is not my thing. I don't like to be outdoors. I don't like to be out in the hot weather, and I live in Louisiana, so we have really, really hot summers that last probably 6 months out of the year. And there's a really high humidity, so yeah, when it gets to be summertime, I stay inside. This is another one that has really pretty embossing. I don't know if you can see that, but all these little trees are embossed into the paper. And then another plaid, and this one has foiling on it. And then some maps. It's just a really cool paper pad, and I just love all the different specialty paper that's in here. This is a paper that feels like leather, and it looks like leather. It looks like a leather couch. So that's really cool. And then here are the different cardstocks that are available in this particular paper pad, and I'll just flip through these really quick so you can just kind of see the different colors of cardstock that are in this paper pad. So I got this recently, so it should still be available in Joann's if you're watching this video when it first comes out. And yeah, I love these collection pads from Park Lane. So I'm not exactly sure what my title is going to be or what embellishments I'm going to use for this layout, but I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and get started. So I'm going to stop talking and start scrapping because I can't talk and scrap at the same time. And I will speed this up and do a voiceover, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to go through here and pull out the papers that I'm going to be using for my layout. And I did want to use that red and black buffalo plaid as one of my layers behind my photo. And then also this really beautiful floral print. And I was looking for a third piece of paper, and that denim fabric was right there, and I decided I would try to use that. And that is such a cool paper. It feels like fabric, but the back of it is like a paper. So I think they just took some fabric and maybe fused it onto some paper, but it's super cool. So when I was at the crop, I actually picked up that template. It was a journaling template, and I kind of briefly thought about using it, but then I realized that that might be kind of a challenge because my background is wood grain, and I don't know what kind of pen I would have been able to use to be able to write journaling on my background. So I'm going to do something different, but it was kind of cool that they have a table at the crop where people can put all the things they don't want, and we had a lot of fun just kind of looking through the things that people left there. And I did pick up a few things, and I love that journaling template, and I'm going to be using it, but just not on this layout. So I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers layering guides here, and I thought about making this look kind of like a Polaroid, and so I put a 1/4 inch border across the top and both sides, and then I wanted to do a 1-inch border at the bottom. I was having a little bit of trouble with the layering guides because it wasn't catching on my paper, and I couldn't figure out exactly where to put it to make it catch so that I could make it 1 inch. And I don't usually use the 1-inch layering guide, so it was a little bit of a challenge there, but I finally managed to get it to work. Okay, so here I'm cutting up this white cardstock. I thought about making a really large tag and then maybe doing some journaling on the tag, but I ended up changing my mind. I'm going to make a smaller tag and do some journaling with my Cricut. This denim fabric is really pretty, but I have to say it was a little bit difficult to work with. I didn't have any trouble cutting it with the paper trimmer, but when I tried to put any kind of liquid adhesive or the ATG gun tape on there, it was not sticking. So it was kind of a challenge to get that actually to adhere to anything, and you're going to see later what I ended up doing. But I cut that denim fabric into a 4-inch strip, and then I cut the floral paper into a 3.5-inch strip, and then this buffalo plaid was 2.5 inches. And now I'm just going to make this into, I think it's 11 inches, and I'm going to turn it into a banner. I'm going to cut into both the top and the bottom, and I am closely following the sketch for this layout, which is really unusual for me because I usually tend to end up changing my layout as I'm going along and kind of use the sketch as inspiration. But for this particular layout, I followed the sketch pretty closely, and I really did like this sketch a lot, and I thought it was super easy to do. So there I have my different pattern papers layered behind my photo, and I just thought that was so cute. And I just love how the white matte behind the picture just makes the picture stand out from those papers. Okay, so here's where I decided to change my mind, and I turned that tag into a much smaller tag. I used a Stampin' Up! Punch where you can take any strip of 2-inch paper and just put it into that punch and make a tag. And this is the background that I'm going to be using, which is a wood grain, and I just made sure to cut that down to a 12 by 12. And I did pull out some white thickers, and these are foam, and I was having a little bit of trouble getting them off of the backing. And as I was pulling these stickers off of the backing and then tried to put it there on my layout, I realized that those letters were huge and they were not going to work. So I went back to my thickers and I found these. These are fabric covered chipboard thickers and they're white. And I love the font, and I also love that they're fabric. So I was kind of happy that my first choice of thickers didn't work out because I love these thickers so much more. And I think that the fabric covered chipboard uh, goes so much better than the white foam thickers that I started out with. And I love the font and the size. And so yeah, these are going to work out well. So I thought about making my title photo booth, and I didn't really like how that looked, and I don't know, I just wanted to make the title a little bit longer, and so I decided to make the title Photo Fun at the Crop. And I'm going to pull in some puffy stickers that are in a red, and I'm going to use those to spell out at the crop. So these puffy stickers are from a Hit Kit club, and it was a Christmas collection. And I did pull out all of my alphas from around my craft room, and I put them all together. And it makes it so much easier to be able to find an alpha that works on my layout because I have so many more choices. And I really don't think that alphabets are, they're not seasonal, so it doesn't have to stay with the Christmas collection. So I thought my tag was looking a little plain there at the bottom of the layout. So I decided to take some of this floral paper and I added a topper to the top of that tag. And I'm going to take this hole reinforcer punch and punch out some of the little, hole reinforcer things that you put on the tag. I guess that's what you call it. And I love to do that because it really does add some detail, and I think it just makes the tag look more finished. I'm also going to take a small strip of the denim fabric paper and add that to the tag as well. And I just thought that that really made that tag stand out on the layout and kind of made it look like it belonged there. And I'm just going to use some new glue that I purchased just recently. This is the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. I was actually looking for the art glitter glue refill on Amazon, and I was having trouble finding it. It was really expensive. I want to say it was $22.95 plus another $6 for shipping, and that was just for the 8-ounce refill. So when I was searching for the art glitter glue, this Barely Art glue popped up on Amazon, and I did some research and I watched a couple of YouTube videos where people were reviewing this glue, and I decided I would give it a try because I got the 4-ounce bottle plus the 11-ounce refill and the precision tips, and it was $24.95. And I just thought that that was, worth giving it a try. And I've been using it for a couple of days now, and I love it. It's just like the art glitter glue. I didn't really notice any difference between this Barely Art glue and the art glitter glue, and it also comes out of the bottle really easily, which is something I really love about both of these glues. So I'm going to add some white twine to my tag, and I love adding tags to a layout because it does give you the opportunity to add twine or ribbon to your layout, and I love having additional textures. It just gives your layout so much more character, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing all of this down, and I ran into quite a bit of trouble trying to get this all lined up, and everything that I tried to do to stick that denim fabric paper to the other papers, it just didn't work. It was not sticking to the ATG gun, and I tried the liquid adhesive, and actually that was even worse. I really thought that the liquid adhesive would really hold on to the denim paper, and it really didn't. It did not stick at all. So I did want to mention that I have a short video clip of my two dogs, Bella and Lilybell, at the end of this video. So if you're interested, be sure to stick around for that. So here's where I figured out that maybe I should try something different than the glue or the ATG gun. And I got out my Tim Holtz mini stapler and I stapled that sucker together. It was pretty difficult getting the staple to go through that fabric, but I did finally manage to get 2 staples in there, and finally was able to get that to stay in place long enough to where I could get this onto my layout. So I'm moving my title up a little bit because I'm going to add some puffy stickers underneath and spell out "at the crop." And I had these puffy stickers that were red and green, and I really wanted to use the green ones, but when I put them there on top of that wood grain, I really could not see it at all. It was blending too much into the background. So I just went ahead and used the red alphas. I'm also going to be adding some journaling strips underneath my title, and so that's one of the other reasons why I went ahead and moved the title up. And I'm going to be using my Cricut to do that. So I recently started a new series on my channel called Scrapbooking with Cricut Design Space. And I really want to use my Cricut more for scrapbooking, and I thought doing a series of tutorials would help me to do that more, and also I could share what I learned with you guys. And so the first tutorial that I did was on embellishments and using print and cut to make embellishments. So the second tutorial that I'm going to do is going to be on using your Cricut to create journaling. And so that should be up on my channel hopefully soon after this video goes up. And this video is scheduled to go up on March the 21st. So I've been thinking a lot about how to organize the Cricut tutorials that I'm going to be doing on my channel. And I think I'm going to be grouping them into courses, but I'm not going to be doing it sequentially. So you may see me jumping around from one course to another. And I just want to group the lessons together so that later on in the future, for new people, when they start a course, they'll have all the lessons that kind of go together in the same course. So I hope that y'all don't get confused by me jumping around because I started with Course 201, Lesson 1, but I haven't done anything with Course 101 yet. And the next video I'm going to put out is going to be Course 301, Lesson 1. So also I wanted to mention that I did create a Facebook group just for people that are interested in sharing information and asking questions about Cricut Design Space. And I'm going to be putting links to all of the tutorials in the Facebook group. I will create a unit for each course, and I will be adding links to each video in the course to Facebook, and so it'll be kind of like a master list of all the tutorials available. So if you want to join the Facebook group, I will leave a link in the description below. Just click on the link and request to join, and I will add you to the group. So I finally got the title on there, and I'm going to start working on adding my journaling. And I used a pen and my Cricut to write out my journaling on this 120-pound cardstock. And my Cricut didn't cut all the way through this cardstock because I did not have the material set correctly when I actually asked it to cut this out. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it with my paper trimmer, and I'm using this Creative Memories 12-inch paper trimmer, and it's really awesome. It has this guide that you can use, and that's that little clear plastic piece that you see me moving up and down the track. You can move that and visualize where it's actually going to cut your paper, and it's kind of similar to the Fiskars paper trimmer that has the wire. But I like this one so much better because you can really see exactly where it's going to cut all the way down the track before you make the cut. And I really love using this paper trimmer. So if you're interested in seeing how I made these little journaling strips, be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you'll get notified the next time I put up a video, because I will be doing a Cricut tutorial on how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try these out on my layout and just try to see if I can figure out where I want to put them and if I want to keep them all that size. I think they were about 4.5 inches long, and I decided maybe it would be better if I kind of tucked it underneath the photo. And at this point I decided I would just create like little banners, and I'm just going to angle each piece and then tuck it under the photo. So I did notice when I was editing the video that I had a mistake in the first line of my journaling, so I'm going to have to redo that. But I ended up with an extra A because I think at some point I was thinking that that first line would say something like having a fun time taking pictures, and then I changed it. So I'm going to have to go back and fix that because now it looks kind of weird. But I guess that happens. I probably should have looked a little bit closer at it before I printed it out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start embellishing this layout, and I pulled out some of these little potty people that are girls, and I'm also going to add some foam tape to each one of those little banners to kind of just pop it up. So I just attended another Scrapbook crop in Mandeville this past weekend, and my mom and Judy and Tina were there, as well as my three sisters, Terry, Debbie, and Jeannie. And two of my sisters actually did travel. My sister Debbie came from Memphis, Tennessee, and my sister Jeannie came from Sugar Land, Texas. And it was so awesome because we live so far apart that we don't always all get to see each other at the same time. And it was really a really fun experience. And I'm hoping that we'll get to do it again in September. So I think it's really awesome that my mom and my three sisters are getting into scrapbooking because I really love scrapbooking and I love sharing it with my family and with my friends. So now I'm adding some additional embellishments to this layout, and I have these chipboard stickers from Project Life. So I added a chipboard sticker above the title that says "This totally happened," and then I also added another chipboard sticker below the photo that said "Love these people." I also added some word stickers above the photo. One says "My happiness" and the other one said "Best day." So I thought that those word stickers were kind of appropriate for this page. And now I'm looking through this chipboard. I think this is Simple Stories. I can't remember the collection it's from. I just had it left over from some other layouts that I had done. And I'm going to be pulling in some of the flowers, and also I also pulled in a flare that says Epic Day that I'm going to put down there on the tag. So I'm going to add some enamel dots, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down all of these pieces. And I did try to use that liquid glue on that flare, but because it was on top of that piece of denim fabric, it didn't stick, and I'm going to have to go back later and add a glue dot. So I'm just going around and gluing everything down. I really love the papers in this paper pad, and I thought the colors went really well with this photo. So I've really been wanting to do a layout with a wood grain background, and I was kind of a little bit concerned that maybe that wood grain would be too busy with the pattern papers that I was using, but I think because I used the white title and then I used the white mat behind my photo and the white tag and then the white journaling, it really made all that pop off the page. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim off that tag and then glue down that little chipboard flower. And now I'm going to look through these acrylic drawers that I have. I have my enamel dots stored in these acrylic drawers by color, and I'm just think it's so easy to sort through that and find just the color that I need for my project. At first I was thinking about just adding the red and the white, but I'm going to come back and I decided that I wanted to also add in some blue. So that's going to pretty much finish this layout. If you stick around, I have some close-ups of the layout, and also I have that short video clip of my two dogs, Bella and Lilybell. I hope you guys enjoyed this scrapbook process video, and if you did, please give this video a like because it helps me to know which types of videos y'all like to see. And if you would like to see more videos, please subscribe. I'd love to have you join my channel. So that's all I have for this video, so hope to see you next time, and y'all take care. Bye now. Hello, girls. What you doing? Hi, my puppies. We stayed home all day. I know. We didn't go anywhere. Staying home. Get to do some scrapbooking. Yeah. Got something to say, Miss Bella? Oh, you think it's time for that? Yeah? What time is it? Is it treat time? Is it treat time? Yeah? Are you all ready to get your special treat today? Yeah? Can you sit? Good job, Lily Bell. Bella, sit. Bella, sit. You're not sitting. That's laying down. That's not sitting. Okay, down. Good job, Lily Bell. Down. Good job, Lily Bell. Bella, get with the program here. You're supposed to be laying down now. You are too funny. Sit. Okay. Down. Good job. Down. Good girls. Yay, you did it. You both did it at the same time. That's amazing. You ready for your treat now? Yeah? Okay, let me go get it. Hold on. Let's see what we're going to be having today for our treat. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, are you excited? They are going to be having the heft treat, which they love. This is their favorite treat. This is your favorite one, right? This is your favorite, right? Okay, let me get you one. Leave it. Okay.